welcome back. I'm so glad you're here. I am Coach Julia, and today we are going to be doing some skate recommendations. Now, this is a huge topic. There are so many different options in skates, and everyone's feet are so different, and it's not something that I can just capsule down into a little video for you guys. So I have decided just to talk about what I think are really good entry-level skate. If you're just a beginner skater and you're looking to go into your first pair of ice skates, we're going to talk about that today. The first pair I want to recommend is the Jackson Mystique. Now, I really like Jackson for a good all-round basic beginner skate. A lot of my students start out in Jackson figure skates. There are actually some other skates that are a little lower down than this. They're called soft skates and things like that that look like, ooh, that's gonna be super comfy, but they break down so fast and give you no support. So this is my preference for a beginner skater, especially for children. Jackson has a really handy little grading system to tell you what the support level is. And this is a 15. Or 10 to 15, it says 10 to 15. So that is not very much support. And you're gonna be able to see I can really bend the leather pretty easily. Look at that. All right, so this is gonna give you support. It's not like folding over in half, but if you're very heavy, it's gonna break down really quickly. So it's not gonna be supportive as long. But for a small skater, who's not putting as much pressure into their boots, this is going to be a really great supportive beginner skate. It has a leather upper that's coated in polyurethane, so it's somewhat water resistant, and the sole is made of PVC, which makes it so maintenance free. All right, you don't have to worry about leather cracking or anything. You're still going to have to dry the blade, but you don't have to worry about working with a leather sole here because it's PVC. The inside has some decent padding in there. It's a microfiber, so you are going to want to watch out for smells. You're going to want to make sure you dry the skates in between so that you don't have funky things growing in there. Nice sturdy hooks on there. They also have something called the flex notch, which makes it so that you can really bend the ankle as you break these in. You can bend your ankle more easily and give yourself a better push. This is often seen in really high level skates too, this flex notch. So it's nice that they put it in their beginner skate. It has something called a Mark II blade, which is just a basic, there's nothing fancy about it. Got a little basic toe pick. It's not cross cut or anything in that, but that's fine. These skates are rated through half jumps or no rotation jumps. So that means you're going to be doing bunny hops, tap toes, waltz jumps, maybe a half flip or a ballet jump. But you get beyond that and the ankle is not going to give you enough support. You're going to want to upgrade, okay? But this skate is a really nice beginner skate. I put almost all of my youth beginner skaters in this skate as their starter. So those Mirage skates are what I recommend for a beginner skater who's a youth, a child. For an adult beginner skater, we have a very, very similar skate called the Artiste. So you have your Jackson Artiste. It is pretty much the same skate, it just has a higher stiffness. So where the Mirage is a 10 to 15, this is a 20 to 25. So if you are an adult, this gives you that same beginner level of support where you're still going to be able to break in your boot. You're not out booting yourself. You're not giving yourself something that's so stiff that you don't have the strength to break it in. But it's still going to be sturdy. Okay, so it's a really good amount of stiffness for a beginner, teen, or adult skater. It has those same great hooks. It has that flex notch. It's leather. It's a leather upper coated in polyurethane. It has that PVC sole, just like the Mirage. Now, I mentioned the ease of maintenance with a PVC sole, but another really nice thing for a beginner skater is the fact that it's so lightweight. Sometimes you can actually feel some fatigue from the weight of your skates as you skate around and jump and all of that. And skates are getting a lot lighter nowadays, but having a PVC sole makes this boot extremely lightweight, so you're not going to have fatigue from just skating around in your skates as you might with a full leather or something like that. So it's really nice, easy maintenance, and it's super, super light. Both the Artiste and the Mirage have your blade fully mounted on the bottom. And what this means is you can't adjust the blade under your foot as you might be able to with a more advanced skate. In fact, I have a whole video about adjusting your blade for your foot, so I will post that up above and you can check that video out if you haven't yet. So let me show you what I mean by that. You have this one where you can see all the screws are mounted below, and then this more advanced one where you can see there's just 2 screws in the front and 2 screws in the back. Now, for your very beginner moves, it's not quite as crucial. You're not trying to get really high level precision in your footwork or exacting takeoffs on your jumps, so it's okay. So don't take that as, you know, too much of a detractor. This is a great beginner skating boot, really great amount of stiffness, and definitely something I would recommend to an adult or teen skater who's looking to get their first pair of figure skates. So let's say you've been skating for a little while, you're maybe taking some classes or some private lessons, and you know that skating is something you're going to be pursuing for a while, and you're ready to upgrade from that Mirage or the Artiste that I already recommended. This next skate is a perfect introductory into a nice high-level skate without outbooting yourself, right? It is one of my favorite recommendations. It's the Jackson L. Okay, so whether you are a child upgrading or a teen or adult, this is a really nice segue. It's not you know, super advanced, but it's going to give you a little bit more of the advanced skate features. So it is still a leather boot with that polyurethane coating. The sole is made of cork, all right, so it's a natural product. It is still fairly lightweight, but it's also going to be more supportive. So if you do a full rotation jump, you're not going to snap the sole. A PVC sole, if you put enough impact on it, it will break. These are rated through full rotation jumps, so you can land your loop jumps and your flip jumps and even your Lutz jump in this. Okay, so this is going to last you a little longer, and that sole is going to be able to take all of that impact. On the bottom, there's a bit of rubber on the heel and the toe area where it's mounted, which is going to give you just a bit of cushion when you land. As I mentioned, it is not fully mounted. It just has the slotted screws filled. This means when you go out on the ice, you're going to want to make sure you can do a really nice 1-foot glide on each foot without the skate pulling you one way or the other. If it is pulling you one way or the other, you're going to need to go to your pro shop and have them adjust the blade. You let them know which way you're being pulled. And again, I have a whole video on this, so watch that video. I'll put that link up above and in the description down below so you can watch it. But you will want to get some more screws put in here once you know that your blade is mounted properly under you. While we're talking about the blade, it is a Mirage blade, so it's again an upgrade from the Mark II or Mark IV. It has a little bit bigger of a toe pick. It is not cross-cut, still it's just a straight cut. But if we're doing single rotation jumps, that's not a problem. The cross-cut really becomes more important as you're doing multi-rotation jumps and you really need to secure that toe pick as it hits the ice. But it's a pretty decent toe pick. You're really going to be able to find that easily as you rock up and jump. It has that flex notch again, so that as you're really developing strength, you can get into your knees. This is super important when you're learning your sit spins. You got to be able to really bend that ankle. It also has an extra hole back here, and this is going to help you lock your heel down into the back of your skate. So as you tie your skate, you want to pull the laces through that hole, and that's going to lock your heel down into the bottom so it's not lifting up as you skate. So that's really nice. It has an upgraded hook. Okay, these are just like the hooks that I have on mine. If you look at my skate over here, it's the same kind of hook. This strap is pretty cool. It's just a leather strap. It comes completely off, but what happens is you tie your skate and then put the strap over the top of the knot. And this both keeps the knot from coming undone while you're skating, but also keeps your skate from loosening up. The interior is cloth. So the last one I recommended was microfiber. This one is cloth. It has some pretty decent padding in there. All right, you can see that padding in there, some heel hugger padding that's again gonna help you lock that foot down into the heel. I've put both of these on, and this one feels lower to the ground when you're skating. So the more beginner one feels lower to the ground. This one feels more elevated. And the nice thing about an elevated tall skate is you can get more lean side to side, all right, before the edge of your skate hits the ice. Now it does require more balance. So as you're learning, having a lower skate is really nice, but to upgrade and have that higher skate with that taller profile in the blade, so the blade lifts you up a little bit more, gives you more clearance to lean without hitting the edge of the skate. Another nice thing I want to point out to you is that the back drops down and has this soft roll over with the cloth. This is designed to give you more of a point in your ankle. Now, on my really nice skates, I've actually done pretty much the same thing. I've had that put into my custom skates. You can see I have this section that cuts down and has this soft top edge that allows me to really point my toe. So it's the same kind of idea with my custom Harlequins. So even though you're not getting a custom boot, you still have some of those more advanced skate features on this Jackson L. Another really neat feature of those Jackson L's is the ability to heat mold them to your foot. And this is going to give them a semi-custom fit with a stock boot. Now, before I even go into any details about what this is, I have to tell you, do not try this at home. I can just imagine some of you getting excited about this idea and running and putting your skates in your oven, and that would just be such a bad idea. Please do not do that. But if you have access to a pro shop that has a heat molding system, you can actually bring these in. They can warm them up in this specialized oven that's carefully temperature controlled. Once they are warm, all of this top layer, the boot will soften, and then you'll put them on, tie them, the technician kind of molds them to your foot, and as they cool, they harden into that semi-custom shape, giving you sort of molding around the pressure point. So if your feet are, all our feet are a little different. So it kind of wraps around those unique aspects of our feet to give us a semi-custom fit with a stock boot. So that heat molding is another really cool aspect of these Jackson L's. All right, skaters, I hope you found those recommendations helpful. If you have questions, please do leave them in the comment section below. I always enjoy seeing what you have to say, and I, of course, always do my very best to respond to those questions the best I can. If you have the ability to go in and get your feet measured at a pro shop, I think that's a great idea. But if you do want to order any of these skates online, I'm going to be providing links down in the section below so you can go onto Amazon and get those exact skates that I recommended. And if you do order online, that helps my channel, so I would be super grateful if you chose that option. But see if you can get your skates measured in a pro shop first. If you enjoyed this, then please do hit that thumbs up button, and if you haven't subscribed yet, then hit that subscribe button down below so you can see all my videos when they come out. Happy skating, and I'll see you next time.